Boozed and Confused is a comedy and weird topic podcast. Adult language may be used, probably by me. While our episode topics may be educational in nature, we are not responsible if your children start dropping the F-bomb to their kindergarten class. Listener discretion is advised. Hello, everybody.
Hi,
I'm Carolanne,
Matt.
and this is another episode of Boozed and Confused.
Yep.
Welcome.
Hey.
Thanks for joining us.
Hi.
All right. Before we dive into today's topic that I know absolutely nothing about, Matt is just going to drive this episode.
If it's one of my episodes, it's something about like existential dread or something.
Yeah, it's super depressing probably, so.
Yeah. Maybe.
So if you want something that maybe won't cause your downward spiral to start your week off, then maybe pick us back up on like Friday.
Look, I love spiraling. I need to spiral once in a while. But this one didn't make me spiral, actually. This is just confirming my suspicion about everything out there.
Everything?
And pretty much.
Great.
Yeah,
All right.
Question everything.
Alrighty, well, before we get into it, you guys know the drill.
Go through your housekeeping.
Couple things. Check us out on social media. If you still have one of those, we're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I've been super quiet because your girl has been very busy. But I'm trying to get back into it, so I apologize. But I do see your comments and everything when I do actually post. So
You totally could have just asked me to post for the week, and I'd have posted some dank stuff.
I don't I don't know that I trust what you would post.
I'm really enjoying those like Joe Biden memes about.
Yeah, see, this is why you don't even have the login.
I would get us in trouble, I think.
Yeah. All right. So we're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Boozed and Confused or Boozed Confused. Just Google it. You'll find us. And if social media isn't your thing, but you still want to get in touch with us, you can do so by sending us an email. boozedandconfusedpodcast@gmail.com.
If you want to buy anything from my Amazon wish list, you can do that too.
Mm-hmm.
It's just mainly just Pokemon cards.
Yeah. If you have any Pokemon cards from maybe about 15 years ago that you want to send our way because you just want to support the pod, that's a great way to do so.
If it makes it any better, I'm not a scalper. I'm not the guy selling the things for like 8 times their value. I'm genuinely just collecting them again, mainly because my friends collect them and it's fun to show each other what we've collected. Yeah,
not scalping here. Which brings me to the other item, which is if you want to support the pod, we don't really have like a buy me a coffee or a Patreon or anything because I don't even have time to post dank memes on Instagram more than 2 times a week. So the best way that you could actually support us is by leaving us a review and following us on your platform of choice. And really this goes for any podcast that you listen to, especially the little guys, not the Joe Rogans. I think they'd be okay without you.
No, he needs everyone.
I don't think so.
He needs everyone. No, but those small pods, like, I don't know.
There's so many good pods. And I usually, if you follow us on Twitter, there's like a great pod family. And I try to give everybody a shout out every now and then. And it's a great little community. I love our little pod family. But yeah, so if you want to support us and you want to leave us a review, that's awesome. Thank you. If you want to take a screenshot of the review and then send it to us, as long as you're not telling us to like eat shit, we will send you some Boozed and Confused stickers if you send us a screenshot of it. So, that's cool. We're like dwindling down in our little pile of 4,000.
Yeah, I think we just hit like 3,980.
Yeah, only about 100 of them are on the cats. So.
Yeah, I like to stick them to their backs. This is a joke. I haven't done that. I don't even know where they are right now. Just kidding. They're totally right over there. I'm pointing, but no one can see my finger.
And I think that's it for housekeeping items, right?
I'm not drinking anything beer or liquor related right now, at least. I was, however, drinking a Revolution Brewing IPA. It was called Armadillo Hero. It was from like a combo pack of IPAs, and I'm not gonna lie, I can't really tell the difference between the IPAs. It was hazy. It was hazy and juicy, and it was wonderful, and I love it, and I love Revolution. Revolution reminds me of C2E2.
Yeah.
Spending $15 for a cup and a beer, and then just walking around.
And then you're like a little tipsy by like 10 a.m. because that's the first place that you went.
It just loosens my fingers around my wallet a little bit. That's all it does.
Yeah.
It just,
It's a form of self-care.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
And since we're going to go grocery shopping after this, I'm just having a LaCroix.
Oh, it's exciting being adults.
But I totally had a beer earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, and I obviously haven't. But if anyone has like a good, I think it's like non-alcoholic beers. If anyone has a good recommendation of something that could like maybe make me think of the good times.
I think Heineken has one.
No.
I like Heineken.
No.
I like the skunk.
No.
I like the skunk. All
right. Well, without further ado, I think we can probably get into it then.
Sure. So, I don't know. I guess like an opening question is like, do you ever think about how many times we, being humans, of course, have come close to just like screwing the pooch and ending all life on Earth?
I can't say that this is like a common thought that I have, but I do think about like the doomsday clock and like how close it is to midnight, if that's like kind of along the lines of what you're saying.
I think that is more of like once it hits 12 o'clock, then it's like not going to be able to be turned back. Yeah, and plus you can totally turn the clock back, and I don't think we're going to, if I'm being totally honest. I don't trust in humans' goodness.
No.
And I'm not talking about like natural disasters or like close calls, like like volcanoes or earthquakes or hurricanes, monsoons, etc., etc. Things that are not in the realm of our control. Also, like meteorites and comets. Those are fun. I'm kind of on the thought wave where like if that was truly going to happen, NASA wouldn't tell us.
I feel like they would. I feel like they would tell us. I feel like NASA's the good guys.
I would much rather just be erased unknowingly than have to embrace my immediate erasure from existence. Yeah, I would much rather just NASA just hold that in their pocket and just be like, hey, everything's cool.
Yeah, everything's fine. Don't cancel your Comcast cable.
That's really a fresh wound. That's not okay. That's not okay. I actually I think an alarming amount of time I think about our cat meowing, and I wonder what they think about. No, I at an alarming rate think about the extinction of the human race. Like a lot. Like at times I'm like 3, 2, 1 now.
Like you were with the Comcast cable waiting for it to be shut off after I told them to disconnect.
Yeah, I'm a cable cutter. My name's Carolanne. Matt can't watch South Park anymore. I can't watch South Park anymore.
Yeah, well, maybe pick up a book or something, Go rent a season of South Park from the library.
I'm not going to do that. It's not 1995.
Could be.
No, I refuse. I refuse to do that. I refuse to play your game. Look at us off off course already. No, I think a lot about how frequently, or maybe infrequently, the human race comes close to like doing ourselves in with like nukes, or through our own stupidity, like eradicating an important insect from the bigger picture. And
bees.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or like maybe we like create a black hole on accident.
Oh, whoopsie.
And it like just eats everything.
Uh-huh.
But no, today I think we're going to talk about one of the times we actually came alarmingly close, and we're going to dive into like GMOs kind of, which I know is...
It's a controversial topic.
I know, but they're everywhere.
Yeah.
They're everywhere. It's like, oh no, not GMOs. I go to Aldi and I buy organic bananas, and I buy organic strawberries.
Well, aren't bananas a product of...
Yeah, and strawberries. That's kind of why I wrote them in the notes,
okay,
because they're totally
yeah.
Massively modified by humans.
Yeah. And is it true that bananas are only yellow because of the way that they've been modified? Is that accurate?
It's because of the way that they are.
Okay, great. Yeah.
No, I think an unmodified banana was originally like almost entirely like those black seeds you see in them. They were like massive and not like the way they are. Yeah, no.
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. This is a side note, but it's so freaking funny. There was this video that I watched earlier this week of this guy who's going on this like very ultra religious rant about how the like creator perfectly made bananas, like, and you could tell based on the way that they fit into the human hand. And then the first top comment was like, someone's gonna have to tell him, and he's gonna be really disappointed when he finds out that bananas, as they are like right now, were just genetically modified.
What's his name? Michael Cameron. That was Michael Cameron from Growing Pains.
Oh my gosh. Sorry. It just
The legit Michael Cameron.
Yeah.
That's like the actor. Like, that's not a very... Yeah. Okay. So like, yeah, strawberries, bananas. I'm not that person who's like, oh, I'm going to rub myself in essential oils and stay safe from 5G or anything. I'm not a flat earth person, nor am I Bill Gates.
Well, you're not Bill Gates yet, but you did get your second COVID shot, so it could be a matter of days.
Right, yeah, my hands occasionally start like just like grabbing things and throwing them across the room, but no, everything's fine. Also, I don't believe FBI guy is reptilian.
He could be.
No, we're talking about this bacterium, which I learned that bacteria is like the plural and bacterium is the singular.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, so this is called Klebsiella planticola. Yep, that's what it's called.
Yep, that's hip.
So what do we eat normally in like a week?
Pre-pregnancy, it was a lot healthier.
Sourdough bread.
Pregnant me eats about a pound of mozzarella cheese a week. So a lot of sourdough bread, some sweets here and there. I still eat really healthy though. A lot of fruits and veggies because, you know, the baby and stuff.
Right. Yeah. So like veggies and fruits and such. This is one of those things I never really sit around and think about ever. Like, we grow stuff, we take care of it, we harvest it, we sell it, we buy it, we eat it, throw it out because we don't remember about it. But like, what happens to all the excess and like unused stuff? Like, this isn't even like a leading question. Like, what do we actually do with it?
Like the stuff that we harvest that doesn't get used.
Right. So like corn.
Yeah.
What we only take a little bit of the corn.
Yeah.
What happens to the rest of it?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know?
Like the stalks and stuff.
Yeah, all that stuff, all that fun bits. Yeah.
You know, I don't really know, and I should know the answer to that question. Actually.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like, do we burn it? Do we let it decompose? Like, we have a composter in the back that we
do
totally put stuff in, and Just kind of like, oh, this is kind of moldy. Let's just throw it in the composter.
Oh, this is a cucumber from 2 weeks ago.
Totally not sure if that's how we're supposed to do it, but
that's fine.
Yeah, we have a composter, and it essentially will be useful one day if we choose to ever like put our hands in there and grab it out.
Yeah, I never really thought through the process of how we're supposed to actually get all of that out and put it into
just
the
like,
garden.
I'll just make Matt do it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, we're just two people, and you know, we don't have that much waste compared to like a massive crop that grows stuff. But like, what do they do with their stuff? They do science stuff. That's what.
Okay. All right. I'm following.
Science. Yeah. So cool.
That's hip.
Yeah. And what do science people do? They try and figure out how to do stuff, right?
Yeah, they do science stuff.
They go, hey, this is the way something is. Can I make this better?
Yes.
That's what like I want to think the scientists do. And I'm going to say they do. That's what they do normally.
Yeah.
So we're going to time warp back to the 1990s.
Oh, what a good decade.
The Germans in the 1990s.
Okay.
So things are still cool there.
Yeah.
They thought, and this is kind of like jumping around a little bit, but like, what if we turn all this waste into alcohol?
Oh, all right.
I think this ethanol is the more appropriate term.
Yeah.
The game plan. Let's modify the genetics of a common soil bacterium so it could efficiently ferment plant waste.
Okay, I'm kind of following.
So there's going to be lots of uses. Fuel, for example. I know that here in our home state of Illinois, some of our gasoline contains ethanol. So that's a thing. Maybe you can even turn it into booze.
Yeah. Okay.
I seem to remember in college there being this alcohol that was like massively like 90 or 95% alcohol. Yeah, I think it was called Everclear.
Yep. I don't know that I have any memories of Everclear, actually.
I don't remember. I don't even know if it still exists.
I'm sure it does.
But I remember it being like essentially just gasoline. So the idea with this bacterium is we would collect plant waste, which is like wood chips or like corn stalks, for example. If you're a lumber company, a lot of the wood waste, you would kind of get it in like one area. And with the aid of the Klebsiella planticola in the soil, we could gather loads of ethanol, which is good for, fuel and heating, maybe even get smashed off of it. And anything left over from this would yield this insanely effective fertilizer.
Okay.
So it's like win-win, like just like winning all around.
Yeah. No, this all sounds great.
It seems like a super great achievement too. This could help break down rotting organic material. It would start replacing gasoline. This could really help us control greenhouse gases. Al Gore would be like super stoked on this idea. He'd be like, Excelsior. It'd be awesome. This would be something that you add to the soil, kind of like you would compost. The results from lab testing were massively successful. When you add the bacteria to the soil, it led to the elimination of the organic waste and produced ethanol. And it was fantastic. Like, it was exactly what they wanted.
Nice.
They wanted to get rid of this excess stuff that was either going to be turned into sludge and it would be unusable, or it would be burned, and burning anything's bad, I guess.
Yeah.
So the EPA, the United States Environmental Protection Agency, they got wind of it and they liked it, and they actually approved testing of it at Oregon State University. And a number of doctoral students, under the supervision of soil pathologist Elaine Ingham, went to work to, make sure everything's okay.
Yeah, just like double check. I mean, there should always be a QA process in place, but
Right.
yeah.
I mean, it's one of those like, is this too good to be true? Because it was yielding results that were essentially too good to be true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kind of like the idea of like every action has like an opposite and equal reaction. Like they were kind of like cutting out a negative result of having all this waste. So they're like, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
And hoofa, this thing was too good to be true.
Like it worked really well.
It worked too well.
Yeah.
At breaking down organic material and making ethanol. If your goal was to create ethanol and only ethanol, well, you had a very large supply of material, which was potentially the entire Earth's content of leafy plants and such.
Okay.
Vegetation and such. Yeah. It's all fair game. It's just ethanol waiting to happen. So, way too good to be true. They added the post-processed waste into actual living soil. Now, this is the Oregon State University researchers. They take the material that had been produced, and so this is kind of like what we would call like the compost. They added this to the soil, not like sterile soil. This is like a living soil that you just like go outside, get a handful. That's the soil that they're using. And something happened that no one expected.
What happened?
Whoa, what happened? Before I hop into that, this is one of those things where I'm so impressed by people who work in like engineering, because I couldn't get past anything out of a vacuum.
Yeah.
Like describing things in a vacuum made sense. And then they're like, well, okay, well now we're going to go into real life and everything changes.
Yeah. No, I could never, I don't know. I looked at like a multiplication timetable the other day and that was really a struggle for me. So I can't really imagine I would do well.
Yeah. I have a buddy who can look at a bridge and tell you how much weight it can hold.
Oh, I know that buddy.
That's super impressive.
Yeah.
I can talk about poetry for like 5 minutes and then the kids turn off their cameras and go play video games again.
Yeah.
No, so you're right. Something happened that they didn't really expect. And the result was the seeds that the researchers put it into the soil that had the mixture, they sprouted.
That's great, actually.
But then they all died.
Oh, oh no. Okay. Okay.
So, like, why were they dying? What killed them?
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So, as I say, like many times, I'm not a science person. So to take the concept and kind of make it bite-sized for me, what I got from some research was this, that plants are only able to take nitrogen and other nourishment from the soil with the help of fungi.
Ooh,
I didn't know that.
I'm a fun guy.
I didn't know that. This pod's over. We're done.
On a scale of 1 to our Comcast cable, how canceled?
It's extremely canceled. I actually called to speed up the cancellation. No, so the plants help get nourishment from this fungi called mycorrhizae. I really hope I'm saying that correctly. I actually typed in the notes like a pronunciation thing. Whatever. So these fungi live in the soil and they help make nutrients available to plant roots. And when the modified Klebsiella was introduced to the soils, it became excessively competitive with the fungi and it kicked its ass.
Oh, so they were just like duking it out.
They were duking it out.
And the fungi lost.
Yeah, so the reduced population of the fungi, the mycorrhizal fungi, the plants couldn't survive. And to make, I don't know, make a visual, they would grow, but the result would not be green and leafy and healthy. It would be like almost colorless and wilty. And one of the articles described it as being like poison with alcohol from like birth, from germination, that is.
Yeah.
So like they would get through the surface soil, the surface level of the soil.
They would grow.
They would grow. They would go through the soil, and they'd hit the air, and then they would just die because they were essentially being turned into ethanol.
Yeah. Look, we're not science people. We're not frickin' farmers.
Nope.
You know?
Nope. I tapped a tree.
Yeah, we did tap a lot of trees.
That's it, though. And yeah, they would die. But the researchers also discovered another pretty horrible fact.
Oh god, it gets worse than that.
Yeah, it gets worse.
Okay.
I guess the original thought was that once you incorporated this bacteria into the soil, basically the process of turning it into ethanol would kind of end the life cycle of this bacteria. But no, they pretty much would stay for numerous generations. And the implication was that once they became established in the soil, they would be virtually impossible to get rid of.
Oh my god, so it's just like tainted soil forever.
Correct.
Oh, geez.
Correct.
Okay.
Maybe that's a little too doom and gloom. Like, I know how scientists can be with the doom and the gloom.
Yeah.
And it sounds pretty awful. And it kind of reminds me of the scenario in Idiocracy, that Mike Judge movie, when they kept watering the crops with this energy drink called Brondo.
Yes.
And shit wouldn't grow.
Yeah.
Because you only pee in the water. You don't drink it or use it for anything. It's just for the toilet.
Yeah. Oh, God,
brilliant movie. It gets more and more true each year.
Yeah. It's disturbing, like, how much closer we are getting towards Idiocracy.
It's what the plants crave.
Yeah.
Electrolytes.
Yeah.
And so the APA heard about the results of Oregon University's research, and they were saying you must have done something wrong. We were doing research. We went through everything. We double checked. We triple checked. We had that fine tooth comb, and we were doing all the research. You must have it wrong.
Yeah, so I guess the question I have is how is it that these people in Oregon were the first to discover these pretty horrendous unknown effects of the bacterium?
Again, 1990s, I was a little shithead playing in dirt. Myself as a 5 or 6
Adding
year old.
your own bacteria.
Yeah, I was a little kid. I have no idea what was happening in Germany then, or in Oregon, or really anywhere. I just, I was really into Thomas the Tank Engine, and I'm pretty sure I wanted to be a garbage truck when I grew up.
Yeah, not a garbage truck driver, just the truck.
I wanted to be the garbage truck.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah. So what I'm getting is that essentially the EPA, the German lab, were using sterile soil.
Oh, so it wouldn't have had the same effects as
Right.
Okay. Interesting.
Right. So
you would think that they would have thought about that, maybe.
Well, it gets back to me only understanding physics and such in a vacuum. I don't get it anywhere else. Drag, don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I know that when I put my hand out the window, it hits my hand.
Yeah.
That's drag. I can't calculate it.
Yep.
It's there.
Sometimes if I put my finger in my mouth, lick it and then put it up in the air, I can tell you which way the wind is blowing.
Drag.
Yep.
Yep.
Very scientific.
Yeah. So looking at the big picture, this bacterium was extremely close to commercial release.
How close?
I've seen articles say as close as weeks away.
Oh, good. Okay.
Weeks away from release.
Yeah.
But again, if you think about how close we've been to destroying ourselves, I think looking at the Cuban Missile Crisis, we were seconds away from annihilation, possibly. Canadian geneticist David Suzuki made a comment about this, and he claims that the mass production and distribution of Klebsiella planticola could have, quote, ended all plant life on the North American continent. And that implications of this single case are nothing short of terrifying.
Yeah, that is, I mean, ugh. Yikes.
Right, so maybe not Earth-wide destruction of plant life, but this thing, would it get established into the soil, I don't think would discriminate between anything. And so like even like trees and such, things that we don't really eat would have also got.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, so like next time you go to the grocery store and you look at like the fruits and veggies and see where they come from, if you were to have introduced the soil to a specific country or a specific part of a country, you could essentially, if you have food that comes only from that region or that country or whatever, you could essentially wipe out an entire food group because of that soil. That's like something that's not able to grow, in like Illinois, for example. We just have beans and corn.
Yeah, but it's that bad corn
Yeah.
that you can't actually eat.
It's feed.
It's for the cows and such.
Yeah. That's wild. That's actually horrifying.
Yeah, but like in the end, like GMOs are a huge part of our lives. I mean,
Thanks,
again,
science.
Like, back to like the banana. I think even strawberries are like superly modified.
Yeah.
Companies like Monsanto and other big biotech companies are constantly at work trying to develop and sell all kinds of GMOs to us.
All right. First of all, genuine fuck them. Not for anything GMO related, but Monsanto is a horrible company.
Yeah, they made Agent Orange.
They deserve like a 2-part episode on this pod because there are so many things. Like they have genuine trolls on the internet that just like try to sway public opinion about that. Like it's insane the amount of control and power that they have.
Yeah. This is the part of the episode note making I was doing. I was like, I don't want to become like the tinfoil hat guy, nor do I want to even promote tinfoil hatness.
Well, wait, hold on. We have a conspiracy podcast.
I know, but I genuinely love conspiracy theories, but I don't always take them entirely seriously.
Yeah.
Monsanto was one of those massively established corporations that I'm like, oh, it's a little too real.
Yeah. And so we have this is a complete sidetrack and off the notes, but there are stories of farmers who lose their entire crop for the season because another farmer miles and miles away sprays a chemical first, whatever use on their farm, and it gets carried into the wind and onto that other farmer's crop, and it just decimates everything that it touches. And there's other stories of like crossbreeding that happens between different seeds, and that also ruins farmers' crops. There's a lot of fucked up stuff that happens in farming that I think like a lot of people don't know about if you have no connection to it. It's not like you're reading like Farmer's Daily or anything.
Farmer's Almanac.
Yeah. But I think we really should do an episode on Monsanto and just like
I don't know. I think we should really do an episode on the fruit juice conspiracy.
What's the fruit juice conspiracy?
Oh, the false the fake news, we'll say, fake news that it's healthy and it's not just like
oh my god, yeah, no,
it's
it's all terrible for you.
But it's so tasty.
It is so,
it's
well,
so
it's because
tasty.
it's all sugar.
That's why I like it.
I have this like new standard that I'm trying out. As of like, I don't know, maybe a couple weeks ago.
As of 3 hours ago since I cut cable.
Well, no, I mean, it's crazy. Like, we listen to a podcast called Stuff They Don't Want You to Know.
It's a small one.
It's
That's
not
so
a small
nice
one.
of you to
They're
advertise
so great.
them. That's so nice of you to do that.
But they're also conspiracy podcasts, and they talk about the news that came out this past,
baby food?
Yeah, this like
the
past
heavy
week
metal
or two.
baby food.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And how there's contaminants found within like almost every major baby food brand, and it's like the 4 like most I don't want to say lethal, that's not the word I'm looking for. It's like the like lead and arsenic and mercury, and the amounts of levels, or the amounts of traces of that are found within baby food. It's disturbing, and it's not just like a US thing, it's like a worldwide problem. But you know, after like hearing that, and then a lot of stuff about our own food safety rules, I think it's made me really think a little bit more about like, would this be something that's approved in like a European country?
What would Europe say? They have Kinder eggs.
They do have Kinder eggs. And you know what? Thank God for the US protecting our stupid kids from Kinder eggs, because truly, someone's got to do it. Someone
has to do it. So yeah, like GMOs are this huge thing, and you know, where does that put us? It puts us in this kind of like this like weird place. You know, these companies are adding stuff or changing things. You know, the question is it safe? You know, the reality is sometimes it takes years of widespread use to really know if something is safe or not. Mm-hmm. And that is pretty scary.
Yeah.
Like, I trust science, and I want to believe in the goodness of people. Like, would scientists and researchers jeopardize life on Earth for a quick buck?
Oh my God, no. I
hope not.
You know, I really have to imagine not. I think at the end of the day, especially everything, like if you take COVID as an example, the companies who, you know, okay, so think about like your local regulations that were happening, right? There's a lot of chit chat about how restaurant associations were trying to lobby local governments to open back up sooner, even if their like local positivity rate was like over 20%. The restaurant associations were trying to say like, hey, this is killing our business. And like, really at the end of the day, like, you're going to lose a ton of money. So fuck these people who, you know, like might get sick. You need to do this for us to make money. And like, maybe we could help you out. Oh God, what?
Oh, it's like, hey, Pritzker, you open me up. You come in here, you get a double bacon cheeseburger every time for free.
Well, okay, also
he's like, deal.
Imagine trying to bribe J.B. Pritzker, who's like one of the wealthiest. For anyone who doesn't know, J.B. Pritzker is the governor of Illinois. He's part of the Pritzker family, which
it's part of the name, yeah.
Probably owns like half of shit in Chicago. Very wealthy family. I can't imagine he could be easily bribed, but
if you give the man a hamburger, I think he'll eat it.
He's also very overweight, so that's the hamburger joke.
Sorry, JB.
No, I mean, I have to imagine that like scientists don't have a profit motivation like outside players might. So I want to trust scientists.
I want to.
And science.
So when it comes down to the soil bacteria, is it cutting corners, make some quick money, or is it like genuine human error? Maybe it can be both. But, you know, at least thanks to Elaine Ingham and her team, we were able to dodge this one.
For now.
Well, for now. Yeah. For now. But, in the end, GMOs are everywhere, and they're not going anywhere.
I think actually like your Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal has
I don't want to talk
GMOs.
about it. Of course, everything has GMOs.
Yeah, I'm a GMO. You're a GMO.
Does this LaCroix have GMOs?
I don't think so.
No, it's only carbonated water, and it's naturally essenced.
With
whatever
GMOs.
the crap that means.
Yeah.
So this is by no means my suggestion that a person, for you to be that person who is like posting shit you read from someone else on Facebook, and you're an expert on vaccines, and you're an expert on this and that. I don't know. I don't know what the healthy space to be is in this category. I have no suggestion.
Yeah.
Because I don't know where I stand even.
Yeah. I think it's one of those things that there's like a lot of gray space for people. It's like, where do you draw the line? Do you accept it to an extent? Do you go completely GMO free, which I imagine would have to be
That sounds
hard.
very expensive.
Are you going to grow your own crops in your backyard if you can?
We have a little garden.
You know,
we have a little garden.
You.
We have some peppers.
Yeah.
They're very small.
They are small peppers, but they do the job.
Sometimes.
So, I don't know. I mean,
I don't know.
I think we are by absolutely no means experts, and we say that for almost every topic that we do, I think, but maybe do your own research. Like not the research of like an anti-vaxxer who has like a 2-hour long YouTube video that does not make anybody an expert, but like actually pull some information from a few different, credible sources.
Science journals.
Yeah. And like just kind of digest it for what it is and come to your own conclusions.
I, for one, will let my wife tell me what to think.
Yeah.
And with that, I think we're going to call it a wrap. We got to go to the store and get some groceries.
I'm very hungry for some GMOs.
Yeah, I want some of those spicy GMOs.
Cool. All right, well.
Bye.
Bye.